Warning, the statements made on Drinking with Coast to Coast may be considered offensive to some viewers. Statements such as, but not limited to, Jesus isn't real, the South will not rise again, and Mexico's a third world country. Before becoming offended, please keep in mind that these statements are merely the opinions of 3 drunken retards and should not be taken seriously. However, if you do discover that you are in fact a vagina and become offended by something Coast to Coast says, for example we just said retards, you're welcome to cry about a blow with an asshole comment. While you're at it, lick my butt.
It's drinking with Coast to Coast.
I got it.
Now it's
Shut
time
up!
to meet your hosts. It's Nick, Jesse, and B. What drinks will there be?
You're right to be with B. That's nice.
I said B twice, but it's spelled differently. Yada yada yada, suck my dick.
That's our new opening song. Yada yada yada, suck my dick. Just that part. This episode's opening toast goes out to us here at this table because this is the 24th episode spectacular.
I was waiting to cheers.
Oh yeah.
I was like, oh.
What do I do?
Hi.
Hey everybody.
Hi.
That's right. We've been doing this show since December of 2012. So it's our 24th episode spectacular. That's
25 if you count 0, but man.
24th episode spectacular.
24th.
So we've been doing this show for
2 years, 3 months.
3 months, and we're only at 24 episodes.
24 is good. It's a good number. It's
well, but
Jack Bowers does pretty good.
Here's the thing: when we started doing this show,
we
were pumping out one a week.
We're gonna talk about the show.
Oh, okay.
That's gonna be that's gonna be one of our topics. Don't worry, B.
No, I'm worried.
First of all, let's just start things off right. What are we drinking today?
I am drinking Miller High Life, the champagne of beer.
I believe it's pronounced champagne.
Oh, sorry.
It's champagne.
Okay.
Nee, not nay. Nee.
Okay.
Champagne.
Champagne.
I think it's champagne.
I was gonna.
No,
I thought about
that's
champagne
down
itself.
Or that's where the U of I's at. That's gotta be
classy.
champagne.
It's a celebration.
Yeah. In fact, we had talked about having a bucket with ice. Should have done that.
Yeah.
Actually, we should have, because otherwise we have these
Easter eggs.
things
Easter egg things.
that bring back memories from childhood. Thank you.
These
for making me crazy.
The smaller ones are Reese's Reese's Pieces.
Easter bunny!
And these other ones are like malted balls.
Oh, I've tried everything already.
Yeah, he's had his fingers in there. So this is pretty much off limits.
Did you lick the frosting off of this one?
He just nibbled it. No, that was a mouse in your garage.
Yeah, I have a mouse in my garage.
Been working
B, what are you drinking?
I am drinking Abby's Single from Distille Brewery. They are out of Normal, Illinois, which is very, very close to Peoria, where we shoot this.
Can you say that again?
Distille
Brewery.
Distille.
Abby's Single.
It's and even says brewed and actually it says brewed and canned by Distille Brewery LLC, actually out of Bloomington, Illinois, which is even a little closer. You will know those towns if you are into college for ISU and Illinois Wesleyan. A little sour for my taste, but I figured I'd represent local.
Yeah, interesting. It's just Abby's Single. It's this black woman from like the 50s.
It's not a black woman, Jesse. She looks like Audrey Hepburn.
It's because of the way the shine's hitting.
Yeah.
She's like silverish.
But she's on top of this big, giant, fancy
Which
car.
is supposed to look like a Rolls Royce.
It says yours on the license plate.
I'm not sure how much of this we could see with it being kind of green and shiny. Yeah, she likes to fuck.
Yeah.
Does it and
but yeah, a little.
Does it taste like somebody wring out her panties? You know?
It is sour. So
it could be worse.
So last time you had a yeasty blonde.
Yeah, now I've got a sour brunette.
That's awesome.
Okay.
I am having, for the first time ever, Lucky SOB Irish Style Red.
By Flying Dog.
Got a cool looking little guy on there.
Ralph,
Actually, he looks like a piece of shit.
Ralph Steadman does the
I can see the resemblance.
Yeah. Thanks.
Well, see, I enjoy that you've got Flying Dog because, like I just said, Ralph Steadman does the art, and Ralph Steadman did all the art for Hunter S. Thompson.
Nice.
One of my favorite authors. So it's very cool, and they're out of Woody Creek, Colorado, which is where Hunter lived and died. This would be the 10th anniversary, not today.
Is there going to be a test?
I'm just giving you some Hunter S. Thompson facts.
All right.
Speaking of Irish.
Yes, our opening topic today is, well, we have our second episode in March.
Huh?
In our last episode,
surprise.
In our last episode, an upcoming holiday was upcoming.
Yeah.
It is now
Past.
downcomed.
It's past.
it is past.
Downcome.
And we're talking about, of course, St. Paddy's Day.
Yes.
But none of us mentioned it in the last episode, and it got me thinking. St. Paddy's Day. What do we think of it? Do we care about it? Do we feel like it's worth celebrating? Is it just blown out of proportion? And what have we done with it in the past? So, Jesse, you start. Do you care about St. Paddy's Day?
Looking very much like an Irish
really-
bartender.
I, gotta look fancy, gotta look nice. I gotta admit, the pants I'm wearing, they are weird, like as if I have a constant boner. I don't know. I'm gonna take them back to the pants store. I don't like it. Anyways, aside from me looking dapper. No, I actually am very lame when it comes to St. Patrick's Day. I normally don't do anything. Usually on big holidays, I stay at home. Stay away from the crazy crowd in case something happens.
Would
you know,
Something
consider
happens
that-
like what?
Like
Drunk drivers?
drunk drivers, things like that.
Zombies.
I don't know.
Zombie drivers?
Someone wants to beat me up for being different. I don't know.
So you stay at home all the time.
homo!
Yeah, well, welcome to Peoria.
I can see how you get that.
But no, I stay home. I definitely drink, but
Right. Just by yourself.
Most likely, I work the next morning, so I'm just like, I guess I'll just have a couple.
Fuck that.
So you've never really gone out, done...
You've never gone out on St. Pat's?
I never have. Never have. Sheltered.
It's okay. So you don't really care for it. Okay.
No.
That's a meme right there, sheltered.
Sheltered.
That's me. That's me.
Do you start the timer, by the way?
I did.
Oh, good.
Why are you so worried about the time?
I'm in charge of the time this time. And it comes to trusting me with technology.
And you own an iPhone.
And
You should
any
have this
equipment,
down.
any equipment in general, it's not always going to work. Exactly.
So that's a
planned.
good look on that. B, St. Paddy's Day, past, present, future.
Well, in the future, I will continue to do what I do in the present, which is not a damn thing, because I don't really care.
Okay.
In the past, in my 20s, getting to be an old man, almost 35.
God damn, what would that be like?
It's terrible.
Okay.
Boy.
Aren't you going to be 36 this year?
Nope.
No, I was just checking.
No, that's not true, actually. I'll be 35.
Nobody calls me chicken.
Oh, that's right. That's right. You're older.
Nobody calls me chicken. Nobody calls me 36.
You're older than me, but by a few months. That's right.
Really?
It's nice to be younger.
I'm the
table
oldest.
for
Well,
once.
it's going to be the elder.
You're by like a few months.
My birthday.
birthday's
My birthday is in 9 days.
Right.
Elder Nick.
Today is also the first day of spring.
No, yesterday was the first
Friday
day.
was.
Oh, it's the 20th. Today's the 21st. Right. Okay.
Anyway, in the past, in my youth, I did go out on St. Patrick's Day, also New Year's Eve, just because I wanted to see all the crazy people out.
And you kind of a wild and crazy guy?
Yeah, I drank more than I do now, which is hard to believe.
Oh.
But
So it was an excuse to drink.
it was an excuse to drink. It was an excuse to go out with friends, be amongst people, and I can do that when I'm hammered. The one I can really remember is, I think it was 2008 St. Patrick's Day. I was to be married that June, and
What was his name?
Gay.
that's funny. But what the thing was is, it went from super, like most St. Patrick's Days do, it went from super happy fun time to everybody's way too drunk and fucking hates each other and wants to fight and is getting angry. I liked him, man. Yeah, I kicked I didn't, but my ex-wife.
You kicked a toddler.
No, my ex-wife kicked one of my groomsmen out of the wedding that
You
night.
didn't do that? It must have been me.
Wait a minute. Oh, St. Paddy's Day was how close to your wedding?
Our wedding was in June. So, it was a few months
So
away.
she decided that on St. Paddy's Day, you are not
we were all too drunk, and I doubt he watches this. just so you know, Greg, you were being a bitch.
Ooh, girl, what you gonna do?
Well, see, the thing is that he was jealous because he's one of those dudes that needs a chick, and he was incredibly lonely, and he was, he's also got this sense of entitlement. We're like, whoa, fuck's you getting married? I should be getting married. I make more money. I got a nicer car. One of those things. And then my ex-wife appropriately stepped up and was like, you're being a dick. You're out of the wedding. You're not really his friend. Besides that, that's when I saw another one of my friends pass out on the bar. And the bartender came over and was like, who's responsible for him? They're like, yeah, we'll get him out of here. And we picked him up and we drug him out and we threw him in a cab. And we're like, gave him the address, threw him some money, and I was like, get him home. But, that's really the only St. Patrick's Day. I've never been up to Chicago. I've always wanted to go to Chicago for the Dying of the River and the parade on the south side. But
is that from people puking in the river?
No, they actually died. That's the cool thing. If you ever go to Chicago, if you haven't been or you're from around the area, the Chicago River is actually always green because of how many times they've dyed it. But on St. Patrick's Day, it is neon green. So.
How much dye?
A lot. Well, they've been doing it for, I don't know how long. Benjamin Bartholomew, how long have they been dyeing the Chicago River? This isn't Jeopardy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'm waiting for his response.
He's not gonna respond. What is?
I don't understand how technology
45
works.
years.
All of a sudden he calls us.
What the fuck?
Well, and I guess I thought
Benjamin Bartholomew has teleportation. He won't share.
I heard you've called for my assistance.
Nick, what have you done in previous St. Patrick's? Oh, and I also want to say another reason that I don't really dig St. Patrick's Day is that St. Patrick was never Irish. He's not Irish. He was Roman British, and he brought Christianity to Ireland. A lot of people say he drove all the snakes out of Ireland, but there have never been fucking snakes in Ireland.
Because of him.
Not because of him. just like there's no indigenous dogs in New Zealand. There are no indigenous dogs in New Zealand. They've all been brought in.
Okay.
That's it's a Christian. It's a Christian holiday, in a sense.
Aren't they all?
What do people think it is? What do people think?
People think it's a reason to get drunk because stereotype. The Irish, are stereotypically known as drinkers, and that's why it's known as the cop van is a paddy wagon.
Right.
Paddy.
They should bring that back.
And it's actually not St. Paddy's Pattys. It's St. Paddys Day. So we're actually using a racial slur to celebrate a day of getting drunk by 10 and fucking your sister. I don't know.
Okay.
That happened to a friend.
Okay. Anyway,
your turn.
Well, one thing I thought of was childhood stuff. You got wear green or you get pinched. And, I always had I always felt invincible on that day because I used the excuse, well, my last name is green, so I can't. But people would argue, you gotta wear green. I'm like, no, last name's green.
No, you do have to wear green.
Nope, fuck you. Last name's green
on the inside.
Yep. Suck my dick.
Green all
anyway. St. Paddy's Day. That's what I remember from like the childhood crap.
Right.
The only time in my life that I was encouraged to give a shit about St. Paddy's Day was when I was married to my alcoholic ex-wife,
who was Irish.
There was a smidge in there somewhere.
Yeah, she was a redhead, wasn't she?
She was. But
all redheads are Irish.
But she wasn't 100% or anything. But she was into that particular part of her heritage, and
maybe not 100% Irish, but always 100% drunk.
My God. So
that's a good T-shirt for St. Patrick's Day. We can market that.
But so for those years, for those 4 or 5 years, St. Paddy's Day was a big deal.
Yeah,
but like I said, I never even knew what day it fell on. Obviously, didn't
because she did it every day.
I meant like before that,
right?
But I didn't know it was March 17th. I didn't know that, But she adamantly said that she never missed a St. Paddy's Day. Always celebrated it. So I was like, okay, well, this is fun, and it was an excuse for me to go out and wear my kilt because of my Scottish background. So that was always fun to be able to wear that, and people dug it.
The kilt.
And then one time I had these really big chops. I mean, big chops that went all the way under my mouth. And shaved head, but just chops. And they got nice and fluffy, and I dyed them green. When I did it, I had masking tape on my face, like I was painting a car. And
Sure.
They came out really, really cool looking.
It's a good photo.
Yeah, that's the only time that like I keep saying, was encouraged to give a shit. After that, didn't give a shit. Like as soon as we were divorced, I no longer cared. It's like Cinco de Mayo and not St. Paddy's Day, but New Year's.
Yeah.
Which out of the 3 excuses to drink holidays, New Year's I think is probably the best one to celebrate.
Yeah.
What's fun that it's a new year?
Who gives a shit?
It's
It's based on a Christian calendar.
It's all the.
Oh, come on, B!
Just saying.
They're all for drinking. They're all made up for drinking and buying stuff.
But yeah, they're all just drinking holidays. So I
get some cash out of it.
I do have another St. Patrick's Day story I forgot about.
Oh, good.
Deals with my ex-wife, who was Irish, and celebrated her Irish heritage.
With her black hair?
Most Irish have black hair.
What?
Yeah.
No, they're all gingers.
They're not all gingers. Go to Notre Dame High School and you'll see a bunch of black-haired kids that, oh look, serious. I mean,
you know, this is
kind of like Village of the Damned. Anyway.
This is a melting pot, B.
Yeah. Anyway, I was working second shift at Parsons with you, and I was text messaging her on break, and she's like, I got a present for you when you come home.
Green nipples!
And I'm like, oh, okay.
Green vagina.
Because it was a couple days before St. Pat's. This was actually a couple days before the incident I just talked about.
Things are starting to get a bit
so I was like,
X-rated now.
Yeah, so I was like, oh, okay, what is it? And she's like, oh, you'll just have to wait and see. So I text her, I'm like, it's another tattoo, isn't it? Because at this time she was getting a fuckload of tattoos. She's like, well, yeah. So I go home, and I get in, I'm like, okay, what is it? Show me the fucking tattoo. She says, take off my shirt. I'm like, okay, I like where this is going. And I don't see anything, and she says, take off my pants. I'm like, okay, I'm good with this.
This is a good day.
Hey, I know what this is. I remember seeing this.
Yep,
this is
right above her bikini line, she got tattooed, "Kiss me, I'm Irish," in red, white, and green with a arrow pointing down to her no parts.
I don't know what that means.
Her vagina. Where babies come from?
You mean orange, white, and green?
Virginia?
Oh, it's kind of red, isn't it?
It's like orange.
I think it's red.
It's like a who cares because we don't care about St. Paddy's Day.
Not really, because the Scots have a day, but I don't know what day it is.
Well, that we should celebrate. Although,
oh no, I agree.
Maybe next year we should do the green screen thing again, but be wearing green for St. Paddy's Day or something.
Well, I refuse to wear green for St. Patrick's. I'm not into St. Patrick's Day.
All right, well, obviously that's what we've learned. Now
he's not even British.
Can you shut up?
There we go.
Well, actually, we have 2 topics for the opening.
Well, it's gonna be a little longer episode.
It's okay.
Benjamin, our only fucking viewer.
Start.
Come on, unless he views it 50 times.
What? Do we get 50 views on the last one?
I don't know.
We appreciate it.
A little over.
I like
anybody who enjoys the show.
You know, this is a good way to kick it off because we actually like doing this.
Yes.
Yeah, it's fun.
So next topic is this show. We're doing our little spectacular
24th episode
spectacular. If you notice, the background, which you've noticed this entire time, is the Egypt background from our first episode.
Call back.
So let's talk about the show. Let's talk about what's happening now.
Walking like an Egyptian, bitch.
I know what that is.
Time of worshipping cats.
That makes sense. Okay, that's
an Irishman.
No, it's Scott.
Oh, it is Scott. Oh, sorry.
That's exactly how
this is
the
another
Egyptians sounded. Aye.
Yeah.
Worship our kitty cats. Anyway, when we first started this show, the whole, we started off thinking when we get together and drink, we say a lot of funny stuff and we don't stop.
Stop it.
And B, you wanted to take that idea further and do a podcast.
Yeah.
And since really all we had access to was a camera and YouTube, We turned it into this show.
Video podcast thing.
Yeah.
Now, when I was first kind of coming up with like the show, I really was overthinking it. That's why, you know, we did green screen.
That happens when you first start with an idea.
Yeah, we had things on the screen, like pictures when we would talk about stuff. You know, shit that was too much of a pain in the ass during editing. That's not really necessary for a podcast. That's why after a while we dropped the green screen.
Because you know a lot of people that will just kind of listen to it.
Yeah, in fact, I've just listened to it. It's
I do that
except
too.
for show and tell.
Yeah, it's a pretty. I mean, you could listen to it.
When I'm typing like things up at the coffee house, sometimes I'll just let it play in the background while I'm typing things on Word.
So, anyway, the show and all together. Let's just go around the table and we'll start. Since we always go this way, start with what you thought of. You know, in the beginning, like the idea, what you thought of where it was going, and like when did you feel comfortable with it, and. I guess, just all that.
You know, this going around the table thing and expressing our feelings, I feel like I'm in a fucking AA meeting.
When I first started...
Hi, my name is Ben, and I'm a Cose2Coaster.
All right,
coasters.
Let him,
boosters.
let him talk. Let him talk.
Yeah, I guess... but I didn't know exactly how it was going to all work at first, but I knew I liked being in the videos, so no matter what we were going to do, I was like, I want to do it.
I don't care if it sucks.
I'll put me in a video, take my pants off, I don't care, let's just make this thing.
I do remember in the beginning, you didn't get what the hell we were doing.
I usually don't.
It's very evident if you watch episode 0.
Yeah.
It was like, wait, what?
I'm doing it now?
I'm all doe-eyed and just bushy-tailed, ready to do whatever, but I don't know what I'm doing.
So you've enjoyed the show.
I appreciate
your enthusiasm.
I like that this is it's become more of like an excuse to get together every month and hang out and just have fun. Because you know we used to make a lot more content in the past, and that way it's kind of died down a little bit.
Yeah.
But this is still a great chance to get together. And
Life has gotten in the way.
As it always does.
Fucking life.
Stupid life. Wish I could end it.
Eat my cares away.
I'll go for it.
I'm trying.
But yeah, I definitely enjoy it. I hope we keep doing it.
And
Yeah, we will.
you brought something with you
I did.
related to us doing the show.
Do you want to do it now?
I want to see these. Yeah.
Okay.
What am I looking at?
I don't know if you consider it a game or not, but it's definitely a thing.
It's something you did on Facebook.
If you are friends with us on Facebook, then you may or may not have seen these things. I haven't done them for a while now, but I had brought a collection of them called B Quotes.
Oh, okay.
These are always so funny.
I don't have Facebook.
Oh yeah, he doesn't get to see it, so I can make fun of him all.
And then after this,
Right.
after this, the last question is some of your favorite moments during this show.
Moments.
Not moments.
Oh.
That's a different thing we did.
Can I kick mine off real quick? My favorite moment, actually, I would say, is probably definitely the Hadouken.
Ah!
Yeah, that was fun.
The episode when do you remember what episode that was?
20. No.
It was in the teens.
It's
14?
definitely one of the teens.
14. The one where I freak out.
B knocks everything off the table. It was really funny.
We were adjusting all the bottles to make them not line up, and while he was trying to explain his current event,
Right. Yeah, it just got
he
to
just went and knocked it off the table.
Yeah, that was a good one. I wish I knew which episode that was. I'm thinking of 15.
That wasn't 14.
Someone might put that in the comments.
I don't know.
So here's what I got here. I'm going to begin and see if you remember any of these moments where you may have said these.
Oh, yeah, sure.
You may not. As we go along, I have them in order from oldest to new. There's only like 11 here.
Well, see,
Still.
now you told me oldest to new, so I can
So, well, this is actually something we hear on a monthly basis, but it's still probably how it began. So, I'm tired. I want to go home. This is gay.
Yeah, that's pretty much every day. But
that was one of the very early episodes.
Yeah, that was actually, I should admit, I wrote on the back. That's episode 5.
Well, that would have been when I was working at Friar Tuck and Parsons at the same time.
Right in the beginning of episode 5. Every time, sometimes we're supposed to start right with this opening toast, but some of us will end up saying something, and obviously you've seen that shit gets bumped in. I'm tired. I want to go home. This is Gay.
The next one here. So, see if you remember this. If you want to email me personally, it's bfromcose2cose@gmail.com. And if you're a dude, that's fine, you can email me. But if you're a chick, tits. I'm not lying. Or pictures of cats. I love cats.
Yep, I remember that. That's when I... that was after...
Episode 6.
Yeah, that was after Benjamin Bartholomew put up the... we were talking about gun control.
B says the best stuff.
And
I need to get back to it. It's
you used up a lot of color.
I sure did. I had to change the cartridges. It's okay. Wow. I use my folks' printer. This one, and I would agree with you on this. I've actually become quite a fan of this person. I'm going to go on record now and go ahead and say I know this is going to, and that I know this is going on YouTube. I am told I am what is called a cumberbitch. I love Benedict Cumberbatch. He is a dashing Englishman.
Episode
8.
Episode 8. I mean, seriously, fucking Sherlock.
And now he's gonna be Doctor Strange.
One thing I remember about episode 8 is that's when we came back from a break from doing another show, and that is also the one where you revealed that ridiculous mustache.
Oh, was it really?
Oh, yeah. Where he looked like he fucked a 4-year-old?
That was fun. That was fun. But I did it like I worked at a carnival.
Right.
Yes, come on.
Welcome to the back room with the freak side. Yeah. That's where we get freaky. Okay, anyway, see, here's another one from the same episode.
Wow, that was on.
If I ever have a kid, I'm going to name it Master Chief. Whatever it is, boy, girl, cat,
whatever.
Wow, B's remembered a lot of this.
Another episode 8. Okay.
Next, we jump to episode 9.
Which would have been right about the time that Halo 4 came out. So
probably you were very Halo excited.
I had a Halo hard on.
You know what? I always forget I'm on camera, and then I belch, and I hate that because then I watch myself. I'm like, that guy is classy.
Yep.
And these pictures of B are all taken from our show Bible Answers when he was doing a Darren thing.
It worked out so well because now I get a happy B and a sad B. I get to choose what I think it works out. If we should feel bad for this thing about his life or just celebrate something with him.
When you're reading these, I can't help but hearing it sounds like Jack Handy to me from SNL.
Oh yeah. This is also from episode 9. This one's a little longer. This is, you are referring to Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah, about Clockwork Orange.
Yes. Oh my god. So it goes...
You watched the show?
No, I just have a really good memory.
Wow. So you go, yeah, I don't go for that. And you're talking to a guy whose favorite movies is Clockwork Orange. So you'd think I'd get off on running over pedestrians and, yeah, the coolness and killing hookers and shit like that. But I just don't... It doesn't tickle my fancy.
And my fancy is my penis.
Is my penis.
These should be like Bible quotes.
I need to make more of these too. I need to get back to it.
That's what the B stands for.
B quotes. This one may not be the strongest one, but I made it anyways. You're all sold on this one now. Anyways, this is, the next episode 10 was... Are we really going to do this again, or are you just going to say, fuck it, oh yeah, I'll edit that. And then I'll watch it, and I'm like, oh, he put my drunk ass on TV, YouTube, TV. It's... yeah.
Sad B.
I have more sad B's than happies. This one, I just thought this was funny because I like when B messes up words.
I hate when B messes up
I think it's funny. So, B is reading from a video game booklet.
I don't remember this one.
This is from episode 10 as well. So he's reading from this book from a game that you probably had to show and tell.
Halo 2600?
I know. It's from something else. You go, so you're quoting from this right now. When
I think I know what it is. It's a Sega CD one.
Hold on.
A revolution is taking place. It's a revolution fueled by a brave new culture of individuals exploring and conquering the emerging digital frontier. We call these people rocket scientists.
Oh,
At Rocket Science Games, we have brought together some of the most brilliant, creative, and technological minds on the planet. We have challenged them to redefine untamed technology and to have a little fun. in the process. Frun. This count, I was doing really well with that. I said frun. You can't probably.
The whole thing, it's a quote from something else, and then I said frun.
Frun got me giggling. I know it's almost done here. So this is from episode 10 as well. B first sets his eyes on the PS4. Mm-hmm. We could talk about Doctor Who all day long. Fuck this. What is this? What the fuck do you have in front of me? Does this not... This does not say Microsoft. What is this?
I remember that. What the fuck? This does not say Microsoft. What is this? They don't look that different, B.
Next, episode 11. Gosh, I was running down the line for a while. So episode 11, I go.
B goes.
B goes.
The bee goes.
I don't really go flashing my dick to other guys. I mean, I only do it in the park to single moms.
Yeah.
We should put that on the wall.
That needs to be on a shirt.
With that face.
And to wrap it up, this is jump to episode 15. You go, I don't have a blanket. You know, per se, it's just a blanket of Taco Bell wrappers.
Ah! Excellent. Thank you.
That is it.
Thank you for those.
E-quotes. Nice. Look for more of those on the Facebook once I make more.
All right.
Join us on Facebook.
So that's you reminiscing about the show. B,
nice.
Let's hear from you.
I've just enjoyed doing this. I wanted to start, like I said earlier, I wanted to start doing a podcast. Just us three sitting around, a few mics, drinking and talking. I think the visual aspect's a lot better. Because we tend to jump all over the place, and when you can see us actually jumping all over the place, it makes a little more sense. But yeah, I was inspired. The idea came from listening to podcasts, listening to Kevin Smith and the Nerdist and things like that, and Kevin Smith always says, if you want to do something, don't talk about it, fucking do it. So I was like, yeah, we can do it. Like, we do this all the time. We would go out to this bar in Washington, we'd sit around, talk, get drunk, and
make each Bible answers.
Just
hang out and
we'd make each other laugh because I don't know how it happened, but there are two other people on this planet that have the same exact sense of humor as I do, which is strange because I have a very demented sense of humor.
He's a weird man.
A little bit, but yeah. So I mean, I'd say some of my favorite moments from the show have been first starting it was really exciting. Seeing all the green screen backgrounds, that was exciting.
Those were fun.
Sitting under these hot ass fucking lights.
That's fun.
It is fun because it's like, I feel like I'm doing something. The after parties, because
we've got
it's so strange because we start out completely sober, and by the time this show's over, I am usually so fucking shit faced I can barely stand up.
Point out, B comes in pissed. Usually
he ends happy.
He ends happy.
He ends
so
up
happy,
pants down, happy.
Yeah, that's when you know
that B's an alcoholic.
That's when it's a party.
Yeah, I don't know. So I've really enjoyed just the entire comments and the memes. Like, I did see memes that people made.
We've done meme.
That was so fucking strange. I saw that. I'm like, I'm a fucking meme.
I'm gonna be pushing Facebook tonight.
Yeah.
Facebook. That's where all this fun stuff, extra things come from that you don't see on YouTube.
Yow tubs.
Yow tubby.
We're on YouTube.
We are currently.
Oh, that's cool. So what was what's been your favorite?
Has it been another 15 minutes?
Yeah, it's a special one. We'll wait a little longer.
All right.
We'll bump it back.
We might cut the.
Give it another 5. Huh?
Cut the show and tell a little short. Well, so we started off. It was I was tasked with, of course, how it's going to look and everything. So I may have overthought it with the green screen, but I thought, it's got to be visually captive.
Well, your job is usually the editor for all this stuff.
And I didn't really know what people were going to think of it. Like, how were we going to keep talking? In fact, the first episode we didn't have show and tell.
No.
That did show up the very next one.
The formula kind of came together later.
Yeah, the formula. I'm glad it came fast. Because actually we did a current events with B right there in the first episode, kind of on the spot. And that made sense. I like our formula. The first 15 minutes, we talk about what we're drinking, we talk about what's going on in our lives. Sometimes we have an opening topic. Then we go to a show and tell. That gets us talking. We get a little more booze in us, so we got funny shit to say about whatever we're
interrupt.
Then we got current events with B, and it's
really.
Then we just and I like how we had to implement the raising our hand
I like that too.
thing because it got pretty bad after a while. Some of the pseudo early episodes, I'd say around the single digits still, episode 5, 6. You could really see that it was just too drunk.
Well, we had more shots too in the earlier ones.
And we were pounding. We didn't really limit our drinks. I think I remember that was one thing that we were having a hard time figuring out was the right formula for drinking. Like,
you wouldn't think you'd have to think of a formula for drinking.
How much to drink in this amount of time?
Well, we were doing shots like in between takes.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah,
it's like we weren't just doing the normal shots. Like the camera would turn off, we'd do a shot, we'd drink a beer. Then we'd come back and start filming, do another shot, and drink a beer.
We'd be like 9 drinks deep in an hour.
Yeah, and it was bad news.
Now we know the actual how far we should go.
There were some episodes in those earlier ones where I passed out after the show.
Yes.
Woke up at 2, 3 in the morning.
Where did we go?
And started editing, and only
where your best work comes from.
Only at that point
when you're drunk.
Did I remember what happened?
My nose on camera.
What are you doing?
I'm sorry, I had to pick my nose on camera. Literally, everybody just saw that.
That's the same.
I'm sorry, I had a huge, chunk fucking booger, right here, because I'm sick.
Where'd it go?
Where'd it go? B quote.
Is it in here?
No, it's on my pant leg.
Anyway,
saving it for later.
If you remember when we first were doing the show, we thought it would be a weekly thing. Mm-hmm. And I think if we could have a more regular setup, instead, what we see here looks nice, but it's a pain in the ass to set up. So weekly.
We gotta go all the way out to Egypt.
Oh Christ!
It's not
weekly. It got to be a pain in the ass. If we can have a permanent set room with the table and everything already there, monthly or bi-monthly would be would be fun.
Bisexual.
That would be a lot of fun.
Yeah, it would.
So some of my favorite moments from episode 4. When B was, when we would just come up with the background on the spot.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
It was always, where are we at today? Where are we at? And we would come up with it. And we came up with the Stargate, and B wanted to see Kurt Russell.
Yeah, I want Kurt Russell though. Can we get Kurt Russell? Because I want to be in the Stargate.
So what? You just have Kurt Russell behind you?
No, I want the Stargate with Kurt Russell over here. Maybe he's.
I don't know
doing something.
If Google has such an image.
I'm sure they do.
I'll try to. Yeah, sure.
Yeah. I gotta admit, I didn't watch Doctor Who when you first mentioned the TARDIS, and now I think I rival you.
Yeah, he does. He is.
Now.
Student has become the master.
He's a Who. Love that show.
He knows so much.
He's got the tattoo.
Back to this show.
I think I might have to get one now.
You're never gonna get a tattoo.
You should probably get a tattoo. Should probably stop being a pussy.
Should just get drunk tonight.
I got a new one.
Randomly get a tattoo.
It's outlined.
Ooh.
Neon Genesis Evangelion.
Also, a couple of favorite moments. B's Hadouken, of course. That's in there. Actually, a lot of my moments. My favorite moments.
Foments. Lots of from.
My favorite moments come from B often, where he wanted to see Kurt Russell in the background. We had Kurt Russell scroll by, where he Hadoukened. And then there was I think it was, God, maybe this is episode 15, I'm thinking of, where you just screamed out of nowhere. You're like, it's time for...
And now it's time for...
And then, we went to whatever segment it was time for. So...
Did we ever say any of his favorite moments?
I said all of them.
Oh,
yeah. I just have enjoyed doing this.
It's grown with us. We didn't really know. We've sometimes filmed without green screen. That was most of last year.
Yep. This is more of a tribute to
the original episode.
Well, and the guests too. Not guests, or part of the crew.
Our little Cose2Cose little family brew.
Hey, you know what that timer means?
It's time for show and tell.
All right, guys.
Okay.
Show and tell time. Stoli
hot. Stola Shania, Stoli hot. jalapeno flavored premium vodka from Russia.
Oh boy.
It is good. It's good. I've had it before.
Jalapeno flavored.
This should clear up my sinuses, so I might sound normal.
You should go run all
In my
down
head, yeah.
your
It
face.
used to be snot, and I apologize for picking my nose.
Now you won't have to.
Yeah,
All right, well, let's cheers. I'm leaving all what we just said.
that's fine. I don't care.
To show and tell.
Show and tell.
Oh, God.
That was nice.
Not bad. It really does taste like a jalapeno.
Yeah. That would go good in
Bloody Mary.
Yeah. I like a good Bloody Mary.
All right.
Nice little burn.
Not as bad as a mouth watering.
Got hot spit. I'm gonna vomit.
Ain't no fireball.
Not as bad as a hot
Ghost pepper?
No. Well, God, no.
I love ghost pepper.
Not as bad as a shot of say Skull vodka.
Oh, SKOL, not SK, not the Crystal Skull vodka, which is done by Mr. Dan Aykroyd, who was referenced in the last episode because he was in that movie called Trading Places with Eddie Murphy about. It was the basis for the one you watched that was terrible, I'm sure.
I recommend watching Double Take.
I would recommend
Can you
seeing a show and tell.
Set us up with a 10-minute timer.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
10-minute timer.
Gentlemen, I have show and tell here for you.
You have 3x5 note cards.
Yes.
That's amazing. He's prepared.
Interesting facts.
Speech.
Interesting facts.
So, we talked about video game systems. I've brought them on.
I don't remember any of that.
That's weird. A lot of the times I like to talk about Generation 2. I find that one the most fascinating because that was the oversaturated generation that caused the video game crash in 1983. Later to be saved by...
Wait, define oversaturated.
Nintendo. Later to be saved by Nintendo. Oversaturated. There were no regulations on quality for games. Anybody saw making games as a gold mine. They didn't realize really how intelligent gamers were.
Okay. Everyone was just
you know, they were just like, oh yeah, they'll buy this because it's bleeps and bloops and bullshit.
Okay.
And Atari was definitely guilty for that. They didn't have any kind of quality control. E.T., their very bad version of Pac-Man. Also, not only oversaturation of the games for the #1 system of that generation. I believe there were around nine consoles for that generation. If you think about that now, we have 3.
That's insane, yeah.
And it used to just be 2, you know. Anyway, this is one of the ones that came out in 1982.
Order up.
The Emerson Arcadia 2001. Yeah, it's Emerson.
I make.
I had a VCR.
TVs.
I had a VCR
yeah.
with them. Now, it was made by Emerson Radio Corporation in 1982. Came out shortly after the ColecoVision, so we're definitely seeing a flood of systems by this point. In fact, 82 was the death year for games. Yes.
This is probably why I'm so eager to want to touch it, because didn't you show a ColecoVision in the past?
I did show a
a bunch of
ColecoVision.
things that had a phone thing.
It did. It did.
And I was so eager to, and you yelled at me because I just started touching randomly.
Now, ColecoVisions are not too hard to get your mitts on. Maybe in the $70, $80 range, you can get a real nice one. This particular system cost me almost $300 because it lasted only 18 months. There were only 35 games made for it. They were actually sued by a company called the Arcadia Corporation. They made other shit. They got sued for using that name.
Emerson got sued.
Emerson got sued, yes. They later, after the 18 months, I believe, they licensed it out to Bandai.
Yeah, cool.
And they produced the Arcadia in Japan. And from that point, there ended up becoming over 30 different Arcadia clones. Different companies, different names for it. This is the Arcadia 2001, the one that was started it all. The one that was in the U.S.
What a rarity here.
And yeah, I didn't want any of the clones. I wanted the Emerson Arcadia 2001.
The original.
Sounds futuristic. And it does work. It plays great. Like I said, I did have to pay A couple hundred, almost $300
I'm
for it.
afraid to touch it now.
It's okay.
I'm itching.
It's got neat little buttons on the side. The joysticks work pretty nice. I've actually only played it for the first time today, yet I've had it in my possession for, I'd say, well over 6 months.
Mm-hmm. How'd it work? You hooked?
I don't know about hooked.
Got a favorite game?
Well, my favorite game is actually the one on top here. It's called Cat Tracks. So we'll show off.
He hates cats.
I love cats.
Cat Tracks.
I see they open up on the front.
The boxes there. This one's a little crushed. It comes with a little thing that goes over the controller.
Oh, they did that
okay.
before with.
Yeah, nice.
They did that with a
Atari
lot.
Jaguar and some other ones.
Well, the Jaguar came way after this.
Yeah.
Here's one example of the.
Why are there
cartridges.
so many dogs on that?
What this game is well, hang on. Let me show something here. We have a tall cartridge. Well, there's another tall cartridge.
Ooh.
And there's also
Oh,
it came in different depending on what it needed. Baseball, yeah, but that's fun. Cat Tracks is actually one of the best games to get for this system. Check that out. What it is it's a Pac-Man style clone. And B, if you would read the description on the back, you can actually pick up. There's no pictures on the back. And this is actually number 1. This is the first game for it.
Nice.
If you read the description on the back, you can pick up how it is a Pac-Man clone.
One-player game uses left side controller. It's a doggone cat chasing. The cat will turn the tables and become a dog catcher when he eats the fish. Okay. When caught, the dog is sent to the doghouse.
Kind of like Pac-Man eats the pellet, the ghost turn blue.
Hurry and clean up the catnip while the dogs are in the doghouse.
The pellets, the little pellets.
Clean up the cat.
Get extra points by eating the apple when it appears. Close and open the gates to block the dogs. Warp the cat out of danger going out of the
You can do little side ports, yep.
Eat all the catnip and a second, more difficult game reappears.
Same map. And the map is blue, just like Pac-Man.
Freeze the game whenever it is necessary to hold action as long as you unfreeze the game to resume the action. Was this printed in... it was made in Hong Kong. Okay. It was confusing wording.
I think they mean like a pause, maybe?
Yeah, pause. Highest score remains on screen so next player can challenge. Great sound and color. And of course, fun for all the family.
Catman.
Cat Tracks.
Cat Tracks.
If you're gonna get into this system, it's one of the reasons to own it.
Cat Tracks. Cat Tracks.
Oh, I'm putting it at wow.
I made a song called Cat Tracks.
Okay, stop talking. So yeah, I don't have all 35 games, but I have game 1, game 5,
Game 15.
game 19.
So they number the games.
23.
And game 23.
Jungler.
I'm not
Stay
really
tuned to game 24.
Capture. That looks like is that chess?
Let me see.
Okay, chess. Now here's the
chess or
thing.
checkers?
That looks a little like checkers.
Checkers.
This also came with these extra goodies. I have the owner's manual
Nice.
for it.
Not that bad a condition.
And it came with all these extra little goodies that you use to play the gambling games with. Blackjack, shooting gallery, Grand Prix. I'm not really sure where these even go.
Yeah, like how does that even?
Does it
Oh
go
my God.
over the...
That is
Right?
a blast from the freaking past.
Looks like
If you're
here.
old enough to
That
remember this and the connectors, the V-shaped
Yeah.
brass or metal connectors that you actually had to screw into the back of your TV.
Now this
You're
has
too old.
this cord built in,
Awesome.
but you don't need that stupid box for it now. Now you just put a little thing on there, you
I
screw
like
it in
the
your cable
switch
wire.
box.
Well, yeah, but they can't even... You could use them on modern TVs still. You have to have the
Oh,
adapter.
Look, they even show you the screws on the back of the TV. When there were screws on the back of televisions.
Yeah.
Yeah, screw
It was screwy. Some other interesting facts about the system itself. It was smaller than most of its competitors. As you can see, it's not a very large system. It had 12-volt power. Now this was so it could be used in cars and on boats. One of the things they were trying to appeal to was the upper class who could afford a television in their car or their boat. They could use this system.
Wow.
Yeah, which is really strange.
You see you driving away on a boat, So
I've got my Emerson Arcadia 2001.
Fucking rocking
you have
out.
yours? Oh, that's too bad. Ta-ta!
Pardon me, do you have the Emerson Arcadia 2001? No, it's a Grey Poupon.
Great for mine, no. But of course.
For our younger viewers, like, why are they talking about mustard?
Yeah, they don't make those commercials anymore.
Anyway, so it almost got popular games like Pac-Man, Galaxian, and Defender.
Almost?
Almost. They actually started working on those games for it. But Atari had such a stranglehold that they were suing anybody who had those games because they had scooped up all the rights to those games.
Sounds like they really... Yeah.
They kind of did one thing right, except for allowing a bunch of... there were good games on Atari. There was Defender.
Let's steal Checkers. Let's steal Pac-Man. Let's steal...
Well, those the games in the arcade that Atari were scooping those games up. Yeah, Cat Tracks. I played that today. I liked it. In fact, it's kind of interesting. You got to use your imagination a little bit. You can see how it's a cat-ish animation, and it's 3 dogs chasing it around. You're moving around the map, and then you eat whatever the fuck it is in the middle, and the cat stops for a moment, transforms into a vehicle, which is a dog catching truck, suddenly moves a lot faster, and you run around and you just run over the fucking dogs.
That's not right.
But what it does is it sends them back to the doghouse, which is at the top of the screen.
Right.
I get it.
Yeah.
So it's like Pac-Man.
Yeah.
I hate this guy.
So, just kind of a quick question.
Yes.
With you playing all and playing all the current generation consoles, and have played everything since the Emerson Arcadia 2001, how do you go back? Like, you should be the editor of Game Informer magazine because you are a gamer. To me, it's like, this is cool, this is nostalgic, but I would buy it and be like, yeah, I got this thing. I would never fucking touch it because it would drive me nuts.
Same here.
See, that's so sad. That's so sad that you only want what's new.
It's not that I want what's new, it's just... that's too fucking old.
There are improvements with time, but when you get something right, Pac-Man.
Yeah.
I have a Pac-Man arcade machine. Yeah. You cannot argue that game...
That stood the test of time.
Yeah.
Exactly.
True.
Now, okay, I have a little more tolerance. I don't know if Cat Tracks has stood the test of time, but it's amusing to play, and it has the same formula as any good classic arcade game that has stood the test of time. It's simple to learn, difficult to master. So you continue to try to do better. But obviously there's the greats like Pac-Man. Super Mario Brothers 3 never stops being good to me because that game was made right. Now, there were a handful of shitty platformers on the NES that I won't fucking touch. Maybe back in the 80s I did because I was a kid. And I was forced to because, we rented it and I didn't have a choice. Yeah. But nowadays I have a choice. For my NES, I only buy the good ones. Contra, Super Mario Brothers 3, I bought Pac-Man for it. But, if a game is made right and the formula is right, then it stands the test of time. Now, some things don't, like with early 3D. Some early 3D stuff looks like crap. Like, that's by the 5th generation, like the first PlayStation, sometimes I still like my Twisted Metal, but really, I don't think 3D hit its niche until the PS2 era.
Right.
I could go to any PS2 game and still think, this looks good. Now, I'm not seeing pores on their skin,
right,
but they look really good.
Aside from this system here, are there other games that you have bought that you just haven't even touched?
Oh, yes. In fact, like I said, I played this for the first time today.
Right.
I have stacks of Atari games that I haven't touched that I don't even know if they're any good.
Just have to break it out still, the Atari.
In fact, I'm trying to think. I have a PS4 game that I only started 4 months ago. Metal Gear Solid 5. I haven't continued. But yeah, throughout my gaming life, I've had games that were on the shelf that haven't been played. In fact, I got one. I have one for the PS3 called oh god, Beyond Two Souls.
I've heard of this.
Yeah.
And I've never played it. I had Tomb Raider, the new Tomb Raider, never played it. There's and for older systems as well. There's stuff on Xbox and PS2 that I have never played. But I like to try to get to them, but shit.
This might be an interesting transition. We had met a guy the other night who, well, he actually plays the Xbox One, Destiny.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't met too many people that have the Xbox One version.
I haven't really either. When I was getting my ink yesterday, there's a guy at the shop who plays Xbox One, and he's a big Battlefield, Call of Duty, Destiny fan. But yeah, that's there's not. Well, I don't know if there's too many people left who actually still play Destiny because
we were at a comedy club the other day, last Wednesday, and it was a pretty fun time. B was absent.
Well, he was sick.
He was sick.
It was a very good time. But you know what else is a good time?
What?
It's time for Platinum vodka.
Vodka.
7 Oh, I hate vodka. I love it mixed in a drink.
Absolutely. If I had a choice, that's what I would choose it for.
Where's my beer?
So,
Shut your mouth.
I threw together a little bit of a compilation.
Yeah, before we do current events with B, Jesse has
A little bit of a compilation. We always, not always, but lots of times we'll have an after party.
Yeah, and they can get freaking good.
They're a lot of fun,
Yeah.
lots of times, and over the past year or so, lots of times we'll get together, or afterwards we'll just keep drinking, and we'll sing songs and dance and all sorts of craziness. And I took a lot of the bits that we had and I chopped it down to, this amount.
7.
so it's not like an overwhelming amount of stuff.
Now, you said that you originally had over 20 minutes worth of footage.
Yeah, and that's not including things where we're just talking, making funny gags and things.
Mm.
Jesse tends to. Oh, we can rely on him to bust his camera phone out.
You saw a little maybe tonight. I don't know.
And he'll always record us. A lot of times we don't even know.
He's our cartographer.
Once again,
Yeah.
Facebook. That's where you'll see all this extra hidden bonus footage and photographs.
And it's never a party until B loses his pants.
It's very true.
And in fact, I've come to expect it. I almost, if he didn't lose his pants, thought it wasn't that good of a party.
But keep in mind,
it's something I started in college.
so if you want to see all these videos in their entirety, they're all on our Facebook, and there's maybe one or two that are on YouTube. But for the most part, they're all on Facebook. But these are just down versions of all these little fun moments and things we've had, and we'll probably be talking over these as this goes along.
You watch it.
Let's everybody get in here.
What is this? Is this a TV show?
God, we were so fucking drunk.
Wait, isn't that normal?
Yeah, but this is like way more drunk than normal.
Ducks they quack, and fish go blood.
Guys, you're not helping, okay?
Oh, hugging.
What does the fox say? I like it's in the middle of the day.
Yeah, we shot
And
earlier
we're
that one.
fucking drunk.
I want to hang out with these guys.
Sweat, baby, sex is a person's trunk. To the stuff and something sinking down. The hands down my pants, and I'll bet you'll feel nuts. Yes, I'm Cisco, yes, I'm Ebert, and you're getting 2 thumbs up. You've had enough of 2 hand touch. You're getting knocked out of bounds. I want you smothered, want you covered. Like my waffle, I stress. You can through I'm trying to make me rise an hour early, just like daylight savings time.
Yeah.
Look at us.
More kind of machine. We're doing shots. Oh, we did the shot.
She's that cool guy in the middle.
No, people. This is probably one of my favorite ones.
Hodgkins, Hodgwife. And this one's cause the break it in. This is us.
This is us.
Yeah.
Well, that was obviously after episode 8.
Yeah. That was early.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can. We'll tell how thin I am.
Actually, this was right before we took a break before Bible Answer Season 3.
Ah.
Because this was during the credits of our episode where we left.
Right.
I had a fresh haircut. I could tell.
Go back and watch episode 1 of Drinking with Cose2Cose.
There you go.
Yeah. All of us are thinner.
Oh, yeah, I know.
It's insane.
Oh.
Oh, God. I'm trying to teach you the words to Toto's Africa while it's going on.
Horses. Poor Zach's is like this.
Zach's like, yeah, I'm here. Why do I hang out with these 3 drunk assholes?
He did repost the video too.
Oh, nice.
He enjoyed himself. Oh! Oh no! Oh no!
Oh, this is where I'm fucking the TV.
Yep.
Just
I was
going
afraid there was wiener.
just going to town on that television.
Poor TV.
One of my favorites.
Yeah, good night. Oh, it's so good.
Oh!
Hey, yeah!
I had to show the Hadouken. Oh, photo porn.
I like the looks on our faces, though. It's so good. Automatic drip. Be yours, I'll show you mine.
I was using a different editor.
Like your little crab walk in the background.
Look how skinny B is. Were you not eating?
I think they're all pretty skinny.
Yeah, that's weird because it was just a couple. Oh, Jesse peed himself.
Yep.
We fluctuate.
And it ends with after this. I love this. Okay.
Good times.
It was good stuff.
Current events with me. Current events, yeah. Current events with me. Current events.
Okay.
Until you mentioned she, I thought.
Hey, raise hand. If you're gonna talk, raise your goddamn hand. All right, put your hand down. B, current event.
All right. This is from the Mirror. Mirror.
Mirror?
Mirror.
Which is a British tabloid. British woman arrested after stripping on a plane and performing a sex act on herself.
Okay.
All right.
I like where
The
this is
Londoner was met by police and cautioned. Motherfucker. What?
So she's.
Wait, is he talking to you or me?
Both of you. This was written by Ben. Wait, hold on. Before I answer either of your questions, this was written by Ben Cusack, John Cusack's autistic brother.
Why is that funny? He's laughing at autism. I should get to go.
What?
So she's like a member of the Mile High Club, like single member, or what?
I don't know. I literally.
She diddled herself on a plane.
I'm a paragraph in.
I know.
No, forget my question. Go in.
Okay.
What was your?
I haven't even gotten to the second paragraph. What?
What was Jesse's question?
What was your question?
Forget it. I didn't even remember now, so it doesn't matter.
Okay. A British woman was arrested on suspicion of being drunk in an aircraft after she stripped off on a flight from Jamaica and started
Jamaica.
Wait, I just like this because okay,
the
the next sentence I'm gonna read, and then the last two words are in capital bold letters, and started performing a solo sex act. The 46-year-old woman from Southwest London.
Okay.
Dude!
The story.
She's like 10 years older than. What the fuck? She's not that much older than us.
I don't like him 10 years older. I don't like him 10 years younger.
Whatevers. The 46-year-old woman from Southwest London was nicked. That's a very British word.
Nicked.
Nicked. Nicked.
I did.
You like that?
When her British Airways flight landed at Gatwick Airport on March 19th from Kingston, Jamaica.
Jamaica!
It was alleged that she disrupted the flight and indecently exposed herself. She was given a police caution for being drunk on an aircraft.
So
something that I now aspire to. I want a caution for being drunk on an aircraft. Sir?
She stripped her clothes in her seat, her seat.
Evidently. I mean, that's...
And just went to town.
I'm guessing.
She
I haven't gotten to the end of the article.
Once you start, you just...
Did she use like a banana or...
Probably not. It was probably a bag of roasted peanuts.
What's time to find out?
Yeah, we're going to find out. British Airways refused to comment any further on the incident, but confirmed that police were called to meet the flight. A spokesperson...
Does it say that?
No, that was Elvish.
Really? I recall watching Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, it wasn't Elvish.
Hearing similar dialect.
I'm pretty sure that Elvis was a lot more audible than that.
No, he wasn't.
Especially here's a British naked lady on the plane.
That's good. Okay, well, I'll do this next paragraph as Elvis said.
Ah, Christ.
A spokesperson said, we can confirm that the police requested to meet a flight from Kingston.
I missed the Canadian.
No, I don't. No, we don't. No, we don't.
No, everybody loves Canadian. Okay, so a spokesperson said, we can confirm that the police were requested to meet our flight from Kingston. Next paragraph. A survey released last year showed that 1 in 7 British travelers admitted to being drunk on a plane while flying off on holiday.
Admitted
surprise!
to masturbating.
It's a fucking prize. You Brits are drunks, and I love you.
It's expensive to get drunk on a plane.
You know, that would be a way better movie than this. I've never seen snakes on a plane, but I...
Oh, drunk on a plane?
Drunk on a plane.
Oh,
masturbating on a plane.
Sounds like a way better idea.
Yeah, British.
Or masturbating.
She was masturbating.
I haven't gotten to that yet.
Drunk on a plane, forget Hangover. Masturbating on a plane, forget 50 Shades of Grey. I'm done.
Tits. What?
One of my other favorite moments from Drinking with Cose to Cose was...
this is current events with B, right? This
when
is
we were talking about the current events
just go back in time
with the drunken pooping masturbator. I would have to say that was like my favorite story.
And our forgotten friend, Toad.
Toad.
The...
He's gone. Why do we never do that anymore? Why? Because it's too much in editing.
It's too much.
It's just stupid.
Go on. All right. So half of them started drinking at the airport while the rest began knocking back drinks on the flight. Almost a third said they had a few drinks to calm down.
Knocking back popcorn.
Almost a third said they had a few drinks to calm down as they were nervous about flying. Okay. This is an aside. It's 2015. How the fuck can anybody be nervous about flying? You should be more nervous getting in your car to commute to work.
Here we go with that.
Than you are about flying. It's logistics. He's gonna go pee. I'm gonna finish the rest of this story.
Don't pee on that pyramid. Hey, don't.
All right. Almost a third to check to bear, but she bitch bear, but she bitch bear, almost a third said they had a few drinks to calm down as they were nervous about flying, while 1 in 5 said they got drunk to pass the time. Is that drinking with Coast to Coast? Just getting drunk to pass the time until we're buried 6 feet below in one coffin and we have nothing left, and the only thing that we're remembered by is, you know, a few welds that we made or our children that were left behind. Oh my God, I'm so sad.
I've been on a plane before and drank to pass the time.
Okay. Not until you died, just until you landed.
Well, yeah. Well, I also drink to pass the time till I die.
Yeah, and evidently that was the end of the article, so I didn't pick a very interesting article. There were like 10 others that I could have picked.
Yeah, some 46-year-old hag masturbated
on a plane. She got drunk. She got naked.
Was there a picture? Did she look good?
No, she probably didn't look. She's a British 46-year-old.
Oh!
She's probably all saggy and her clit's hanging down. What
would you do? What would you do if you were the guy
for a climb
sitting next to that woman?
Help her out.
Say you're right there. You're just like, well, let's assume that you got the window seat. Let's assume that much.
Yeah.
You're stuck. You're right there.
Right. And she's flicking her bean. She's all...
Would you watch?
Laid back and naked.
Would you watch this happening?
I would, I'd be like, do you need help?
I don't know if I'd ask if she needed help, but...
Or would you say, like, excuse... or would you... Would you just kind of leave it alone?
It was the help.
Ah.
Oh, no, okay. You're black servant, right?
What?
Dude!
There was a movie called The Help.
We should end the show.
I fucked it up.
We should probably end the show.
You said The Help. I just thought of the movie. I ruined it, didn't I?
Yeah, because you're racist.
Hey, guys, it's been 24 episodes. It's been spectacular.
Thanks for watching.
Dare I say, it's been the 24th episode spectacular.
Fuck off!